Hello, it's your girl Smiley. Yes, the one and only. Am back with better stories, better vibes, better chaos, better everything. So buckle up and hit the subscribe button. All right, sit down, grab your snacks, hydrate, stretch, because today's episode of Royal Commentator Circus Trademark is so messy, so chaotic, and so unintentionally hilarious that I'm convinced the universe wrote this script for us. This is premium content. This is A-list comedy. This is what reality TV wishes it could be. Because today, Chris Shipp and Richard Eden, yes, that Richard Eden, also known in the royal watching streets as Maureen, had a not-so-civilized little scuffle on X over Prince Harry's security. And by scuffle, I mean a polite British man presenting facts and another grown man dissolving into digital confetti because those facts weren't convenient. Let's go from the top because the storyline, chef's kiss. So YouGov, the polling company that actually knows how to read numbers, releases a brand new poll. And the question they asked was extremely simple. So simple, I'm convinced even a broken calculator could understand it. The question: should Prince Harry be entitled to police protection when he's in the UK? Not, should the taxpayer fund it? Not, do you like Harry? Not, how mad are you at Meghan today? Just, should he have police protection? Yes or no? Straightforward. And the results? Stunning. A full 56% of Britons said Harry should have some level of police protection. Some want it state-funded, some want him to pay, but they all agree he should have protection. This is huge. Why? Because the UK press has spent years screaming from the rooftops that Britons don't want Harry protected, Harry is unpopular, no one supports him returning. Then YouGov comes along like, actually, we asked people and the majority disagreed. This alone would have caused silent weeping in several tabloid offices. But the real chaos started when Chris Shipp posted the poll. Chris Shipp, neutral, level-headed, journalist Chris Shipp, simply shared the poll. No commentary, no extra seasoning, just the screenshot, the numbers, the truth. He put it out there like, here, do with this information what you will. Enter Richard Eden. Richard Eden sees the poll and immediately starts malfunctioning like a cheap toaster. Instead of reading the results for what they are, he tries to rewrite the narrative. He jumps online with, well, actually, only 17% think Harry should get taxpayer-funded protection. Sir, that was not the question. Nobody asked about taxpayer funding, nobody debated funding. Not YouGov, not Chris Shipp, not even the people answering the poll. This is like being shown a weather forecast and saying, actually, the real story is that 2% of people are using umbrellas. Completely unrelated, completely random, completely missing the point. Richard Eden did not just move the goalposts, he picked them up, ran across the field, threw them into the ocean, and then tried to argue with the referee about why the rules suddenly changed. So Chris Shipp replies, very calmly, very politely, with energy that screams, I'm too grown for this foolishness. What am I to argue with YouGov? They said majority think he should get police protection. Translation, friend, can you read the poll or... This is where things get delicious, because instead of realizing he misread the poll or twisting words accidentally, he doubles down. He insists that the real headline should be about taxpayer-funded protection, as if the entire point of the poll was not clearly on the screen, as if Chris Shipp randomly decided to hallucinate numbers, as if the British public didn't answer the actual question. At this point, it's giving big, when the facts don't fit my narrative, I will simply invent new facts energy. Chris Shipp, probably sipping tea, comes back again, calmly, professionally, almost too politely, and he just repeats the facts. The question was about entitlement to protection. Not who funds it, not taxes, not budgets, entitlement. Found directly on the screenshot, in large readable text. Meanwhile, Eden is clinging to the 17% like it's the last life vest on the Titanic. Sir, you are misinterpreting the poll harder than a student who forgot to revise, trying to answer an exam question with yes. Watching these two men go back and forth was like watching someone argue with a calculator. The numbers aren't emotional. The poll isn't biased. It's just sitting there, vibing, being factual. And yet Eden is determined to twist it into something it is not. You can practically hear the desperation. If I just focus on this one tiny number, maybe the other numbers will disappear. Spoiler, they didn't. This is where the comedy really hits, because everyone watching could see what was happening. The comments were full of people saying, "Richard, please stop. Please read the poll properly. You're embarrassing yourself. Chris Shipp is literally just posting the poll." But Eden refused to give up. The man was fighting invisible enemies in 4K. And you know what's even funnier? Harry never even asked for state-funded security. Never. Not once. He asked to pay for proper security, and the UK government told him no. So Richard Eden is having a meltdown about a scenario the man never requested. Imagine arguing passionately about an issue that doesn't even exist. That is commitment. That is dedication to the bit. That is a masterclass in confusion. Meanwhile, this poll is exposing something the UK press really doesn't want exposed. Britons are not nearly as anti-Harry as the tabloids pretend. The public isn't as hateful. The people aren't as bitter. The rage the tabloids push every day? Manufactured. And today the mask slipped. The truth leaked. Chris Shipp posted it, and Eden tried desperately to shove the truth back into the box like it's a demon he accidentally summoned. This entire exchange revealed exactly why some royal commentators are always so loud. Without constant outrage, they don't have a story. Without twisting polls, they don't have relevance. Without manipulating the narrative, they don't have clicks. Chris Shipp unintentionally unplugged the matrix, and Richard Eden started glitching. By the end of the exchange, Chris Shipp looked like a parrot who's tired of repeating instructions, calm, patient, unbothered, while Eden looked like someone who walked into a room and forgot why he was there. Who won the fight? Oh, Chris Shipp easily, effortlessly, casually. He didn't even show up to fight. He showed up to post a poll, and he still won. But the real winner? The truth. Because the truth is simple. Most Britons think Harry should be protected. Most Britons are reasonable. Most Britons aren't buying into the manufactured hate campaigns. And every time the truth slips out, even accidentally, certain commentators panic like cats in a bathtub. Today was not Richard Eden's day. Not even close. He brought feelings to a statistics fight, and the statistics beat him with the spreadsheet.